you everybody for coming. Obviously, we have Michigan coach John Beeline, as well as our senior captain Spice Albrecht and Karis Levert. If you guys want to, coach, you want to open up with a statement?
Sure.
And then we'll take questions for all three.
Yeah, this is an incredible environment to play a Thanksgiving tournament. Haven't been outside yet, however, but it looks really nice out there. And but it's just a special thing to be invited down here, to have these young men be able to play against big time competition in this environment. So we're excited about this, given the fact that we had a disappointing outcome last Friday night, to get back on the horse and go after really a team, Connecticut, that appears to be every bit as good as Xavier, if not better. So it's a great challenge for us, but another opportunity for us to grow.
Take questions for Coach or the players.
John, what specifically about UConn presents challenges for you guys?
Well, just over the history, that first of all, their age right now is the fifth. They hit the jackpot with the fifth-year guys. I mean, that's a huge advantage to have guys that have those type of numbers, and all of a sudden have them for another year. We've been struggling to get 4-year guys, let alone 5-year guys. So that's really been a good thing. The big fella, we don't see many shot blockers, or the way they play him behind their offense and throw it over the top. You just don't see that very much. They're always been a good defensive teams. I see so many similarities from Jim Calhoun's teams now to Kevin's teams. They're solid. They're really solid.
Spike and Karis, how do you guys keep your team focused when you're in an environment like this? Just probably a lot of distractions, but how do you keep the younger guys' minds on basketball?
I mean, they know we're here on a business trip. We know that we didn't have a great game on Friday, and we're here to kind of redeem ourselves and play a great tournament here.
Spike.
Yeah, just similar to that, and I think the coaches do a good job keeping everybody focused, whether it's film sessions and whatnot, just to make sure people aren't out running around. At the end of the day, we're here to play basketball.
You guys had any more time to reflect on that Xavier game and talk to you guys about that a little bit? And so what did you talk to them about?
Spike, why don't you- oh, go ahead, Karis.
Yeah, we watched a little bit more film today, more offensive clips. I think after the game we watched a lot of defensive clips. We learned a lot from it. Now we're just trying to move forward to UConn.
Spike, your thoughts?
Same thing, kind of just piggybacking off him. We definitely went back and looked at it, cleaned some things up defensively, and we're just looking forward for another opportunity to play and get better.
Coach, be another big inside presence with Rima. Anything different you're going to do with him as opposed to the game plan against Reynolds on Friday?
They're not as apt to throw the ball into him the way the traditional post-up that you saw with Jalen Reynolds. It's more of he's playing behind the defense, they're lobbing it to him. So it's a 4-out, 1 deep type of approach, very unique to what I've seen before. And so they're basically trying to drive the ball. This game continues to change, 4-on-4, and he's sitting behind there, and does your big man step up? What does he do? So that's the difference. He'll have a factor in the game. Defensively, he's a different factor because he's as good a shot blocker as there is. So quite a challenge.
Guys, John talked yesterday a little bit for both of you guys about kind of realizing that your 35 practices into the year, and for you guys as seniors, you've had 235 practices or whatever I think you said.
Yeah.
But
335 for these guys.
I guess in terms of, is that something that you've also talked to the younger guys about, or anything like that? That there's no more kind of time to work through things. You got to kind of get going here.
Spike, why don't you start?
Is that for us? Yeah, I think that's been a big point of emphasis. It was all off season, especially the preseason up to now. Last year it was a lot of teaching because we had a lot of young guys, but now it's go out there and perform, do your job. We're not just we're not making excuses and settling for oh, we're young, this and that. It's time to step up and do your job for this team.
Karis?
Yeah, like Spike said, I mean, we watch enough film. We watch probably more than anyone in the country. It's time to go out there and apply what we've learned on the court. And I think we're doing that day by day. We're still getting better with that, though.
Karis, what were you hoping to get out of returning as a senior for your senior year? 35 practices, 3 games in. How is it going? How's that progression going for you?
Well, it's getting better each and every day. I mean, one of the main things for me to come back was to win basketball games. And so far we've lost one, but that's not the end of the world. We're still getting better each and every day. All our goals are still in front of us. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still getting better.
Yeah, John, I don't think we asked you much yesterday about Hamilton as a matchup, kind of all the thing, versatility, kind of probably similar a little bit to Karras. Is that something you're curious to see, is those two?
Well, yeah, but also, they'll play him, he's a point guard 1 minute, he led him in assists, he was second assist guy last year on the team. And then he could play a 1, a 2, a 3, or they could go small, he could play 4, and Miller could play the 5-man. So there's a lot of versatility that you see with Karras. I see Zach has evolved into that a little bit. So he's tough, he's gonna be tough for us to match up with, because he shoots the ball really well too.
He's really kind of mastered the lob pass, a lot of lobs
Mhm.
to Ryland and Miller now. How do you defend that, I guess, especially with a 7-foot guy?
It's very difficult, and it's not everybody can do that. We found that out. We have to practice it ourselves because we've used it not as much this year, but we've used it a lot before, and it is tough to defend. We got different ideas. I'll share them with you maybe at another time. But there's different ways that you can try to get there. But that length of 7'2" with that length, that is hard, and what happens is that your big man who is stepping up and playing, he's going forward and the ball's going overhead. It's very hard to jump when you're trying to go backwards. So it's a great thing. You see it so much in the league, and certainly Connecticut has adopted it really well.
Do you ever have any kind of recollections of things when you go up against your old Big East teams, because you picked the 2 back-to-back?
I see, there's a lot of recollections. I can remember Skip Prosser's teams not Xavier, but Wake Forest kicking our butts on the board, just like Chris Mack's teams did the other day with Xavier. And Jim Calhoun's teams when I was at West Virginia had a lot of success in a similar manner. This looks just like one of Jim's better teams as well, because they got the seniors there. They really reloaded with these seniors. They were rebuilding last year. Now, bang, they really got it done with these 2 seniors these graduate players coming in. So, but there is Jim Calhoun had taught Kevin to be a great player, and now has taught him to be a really good coach. And Kevin knows what to do now that he has the reins. No, I do not know. No.
When you get these 3 back-to-back games, are you still one day at a time in terms of your focus, or have you already started looking at film from?
Oh, I mean, not me personally. I wouldn't look ahead, but my assistants have been all over. I don't think we've covered teams, 5, 6, 7, and 8 that are not in our bracket, because that would be a lot of time. But we're spending time, obviously, tomorrow's game, and then Syracuse and Charlotte are getting equal attention, but not with our team. That's just for our coaches. When you get into tournaments like that, you hope that there's things that are happening every day in practice that will allow you to have a quick 1-hour meeting, quick 1-hour walkthrough. They got to guard us too, and then you just play from there. But we never believed a great deal in trying to prepare for a team you might not even play.
But John mentioned yesterday that it might be going a little bit slower than you hoped coming into these potentially 3 games, 3 days. Where are you at?
Getting better. I'm still not where I need to be to play the way I want to and need to help this team. But been working really hard with the trainers and people like that. So it's improving, but it's still not where I should be and where I hope to be.
Still just more limited mobility, or are you sore? Are you in any pain or anything?
No, the soreness and all that stuff, it's getting better. But I think just as far as getting back into shape and kind of getting some of that muscle endurance back in my legs and moving freely, things like that, because I hadn't played in a long time. So that's still coming back. It's just a long process.
Coach, how's Zach?
He's been fine. The 2 of these, I took him on Sunday, and not as a penalty, as a reward. We ran him pretty hard at the end of practice. We did our test that we do to see if you're in shape, and both of them came through in glowing, or came through it fine. But what's happened with both of these guys is that their muscles are just underdeveloped at this time from being shut down. And it takes time to get the quick twitch back to where they have to have it. But the only way we can just do it is play basketball, exercise, weight train, and there's a process going through it that, you know, you see our kids make the jump in the summertime, this tremendous jump. Well, they both lost that jump, and that's the one time you can really get it done. Because when you're practicing, there's got to have recovery time, but you also got to practice. So it's been difficult, but we're just plowing through it and do the best we can. We know who we are, and we got to just keep trying to get better at it.
The running as a reward, is that something you've always done?
Well, they know they have to do it. I mean, when they're getting in those games, and about 5 minutes into that game, or 3 minutes that they're in there, and that heart is pounding out of your chest, that's what you're trying to get that feeling again for them. But they also got to have confidence that, listen, if you could make our fitness test like they both did, you're in pretty good shape. You can, you know, it's not very long, but your recovery time is so short, it shows an ability that you're well on your way.
Anything else? Okay, thanks,
Okay.
guys.